It's very noisy out here. I see 2 familiar faces behind this lovable dog.
I do too.
With the little heart nose.
It's so cute.
The walk to town was short, unlike from the mansion. Stella's house is barely a stone's throw from what remains of Scarlet Hollow's once bustling main street. You shudder as you stare down the thoroughfare, both from the chill in the morning air and the all-too-present memories of everything you witnessed last night. You see that building labeled Town Hall. That's actually the library. I mean, it looks like a library. Well, it's also the town hall. But that's just a small office upstairs. Okay. I guess the town's not what it used to be. Definitely not. That and our mayor is really into going on walks.
Is your mayor a dog?
Yes. My question is, as long as the mayor does what the mayor needs to do, whatever works, right?
Yeah.
Especially since I feel like managing this decrepit little tiny house of or town is not too hard in comparison to other places. I think there's actually going to be a meet and greet later this week. Could be just the pick-me-up that we need, what with everything that's going on. I don't know why meeting the mayor would be delightful, but okay. And if he goes on walks, he should really be talking to people. Stella may be fond of him, but I certainly didn't vote for that beast.
He's a dog!
No, a werewolf. Gretchen doesn't seem to care for him. Ew. Yuck, politicians. What are we thinking? There's a lot of...
Yeah, politicians. That one just fits me a little too bad.
I'd rather not. That's fair, but Mayor Jimmy is, different. I'm sure you'd have a blast. Oh, hey. Morning, Stella. And same to you, Maple. Shush phone. Speak of the devil, we were just talking about you. Coming from Stella's, huh? Did y'all have a slumber party? Wink, 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 wink. Well, he's winking with one eye. She's winking with both eyes.
Avery's non-binary. They're there. They are
that's true. That's true. Sorry, I just see this physique. It's like, Anyway.
There's a wink, though.
There is a wink. Sorry, y'all, but I'm actually in a bit of a rush this morning. I really can't stop to chat. It'll take me a bit to set up, so if you want to catch up with the folks or grab something at the diner, you can meet me at the library when you're done. See you in a bit. Gesture that you'll catch up with Avery and Sybil. Getting an early start seems important.
Let's just head to the library.
So... Or gesture that you'll catch up. Which one exactly? Wait, which one are we looking at exactly?
No, get an early start. See,
okay.
Important. Because when you gesture that you're going to catch up, that you'll catch up with Avery and Sybil, it means you're going to sit and talk with them.
I see. Yeah. My brain was taking that in a different direction.
Yeah, it's poorly phrased.
Cool, that works for me. See you later, Avery. Bye, Miss Forsyth. That was a loud door.
That was a very loud door.
You and Stella enter the former town hall. The town hall office room is like all the way up here in the back corner.
Yeah.
What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. That works.
That's a very interesting mural.
Yeah, I was just looking over at that.
Why is that man
Tied to a steel
tied to
pipe?
a steel beam
I mean,
with a fire in the background, and why do those children seem so happy about it?
my first thought was that something bad was going on, but my second thought was that they were rescuing him from the fire. But then I noticed it was steel. I'm not entirely sure what's happening.
He's tied to it.
Yeah, but I was thinking that if they were rescuing him, that'd help him from falling off, since they clearly don't have a medical cot to bring him.
It's a very weird portrait.
I don't. Maybe we can ask about it. Cat.
Let's ask about it if it becomes an option.
I found a cat.
A cat? Oh, cat. Let's talk to the cat. Maybe the cat.
Can I pet you? Alright. Kanika quietly waves at you and Stella from her table. Hello! Alright, let's get settled. What are these? What look like Swiss cheese looking... What is this? What was it? H? What is happening? Is this just like fruit bread? What the fuck
I like her hair. Her hair looks nice.
Kanika's?
Yeah.
Wasn't it kind of like that last time?
I think it was in a bun, so I think it was either pulled back or something.
Oh, I cannot remember.
So we didn't get to see like the full detail of
Yes.
something. You go get yourself a drink.
Yes, I have pulled myself out of the immersion and realized that I had human duties to attend to. I'll be right back. Hello.
Hello.
I'm back with a Mountain Dew and a chocolate donut.
Nice. Also, what is that anime? Like, look at her laptop down there. What is that from?
Is that from the Magical Girls one?
I don't think that's from Sailor Moon.
No, not that one. What was it called?
I recognize it because I've seen it in like popular media elsewhere, but I haven't actually seen the show it's from.
I think it was Madoka Magica? Question mark?
Oh.
If you want to do a heckin' Google, find out.
Yes, it is. In fact, from Madoka Magica, I think.
Cool. My anime knowledge is still a thing then. I mean, if that doesn't come up with it, you can just Google, like, evil white cat magic girl anime.
Voila! Madoka Magica.
You have to turn down your brightness. Oh, there you go. Yep, there it is.
No, I just needed to tilt my phone a little bit.
There we go. I see that
Also-
we are...
Also, I was looking at the map thing in the background.
Yeah, I just started looking at it. It was like Swain
Wayne.
and Hollywood.
Clay, Macon, Waywood.
Olay.
What?
Olay. I assume.
No, it's Clay. There's a C.
Oh, that's a C. It looked like two L's.
It's CLAY.
Gotcha. Fun.
Yeah, I don't know what that about.
Y'all look tired. Thank you for noticing. You can't just tell someone that they look tired. It was hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Scooby-Doo!
Kitty. Yeah, just tell someone they look tired. I'm pretty amped up, actually. I've never done a Scooby-Doo before.
You know? I love the I've never done a Scooby-Doo.
I agree. That's why I chose it.
It's great. I'm still amped up on adrenaline, actually. Gotta do the Scooby-Doos. They think it's hilarious. Some creepy old guy with a real estate scheme. Oh, real estate scheme. I was taking that as like a legitimate estate scheme, not a real estate. and a bad costume is at least a little bit more believable than the monsters and curses. You know? Yeah. Unless it's the one time that they unmasked the monster and it was still a monster.
That was in Scooby-Doo, the live-action Scooby-Doo 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was also in Scooby-Doo 2, in Scooby-Doo 1 as well.
I mean, it was also in Scooby-Doo and the Vampires and Zombies one, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, when
those are actually zombies.
The Go Girls, I think that's who they were.
I don't remember what their names were.
I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched this.
They make me think of the...
Because they had a pop band.
Yeah, the something, wind, fire, and dare. I may look bad, but we don't care.
Yep.
I love how in the second instance that they show up, their manager's just like, I give you guys songs with the shittiest lyrics and you still somehow turn it into a bop. What the fuck? Wouldn't that be a relief? And if Maple's antics are anything to go by, we've already got our talking dog. We sure do.
We sure do.
I mean,
does that make us Shaggy?
Yes. We are Shaggy. I mean, it makes sense. You just said that you'd rather have snacks. Scooby snacks. I do so wish you could understand me, Stella. Why are you saying Stella but looking at Kanika?
Looking away dramatically.
Oh, how I wish you would understand me. Anywho's, I guess we should probably get started. Also, her eyeliner is so... The word that wants to go into my mind is fierce, but for some reason I just don't like that word, so my brain is like, ferocious. Like, that's not any better. I'll be doing most of my research online, but I went ahead and put together some books that might be helpful, because Milady Stella here really likes reading.
Yeah.
On top of local text covering the history of Scarlet Hollow, there are also volumes on cryptids and Appalachian folklore.
Like,
oh, thanks, Kanika. Hi, kitten.
Well, let's just race for a boat. That seems very unnecessary.
I was just looking to see what it said. I thought you didn't believe in supernatural stuff, Kanika. What's with all the folklore, man?
Yeah, that's unnecessary and it's just kind of rude. So
it's a rude. I feel like that's a ruder response than "Wow, you look tired."
Yeah.
You reach toward the stack. Hey, look! It's one of the other bachelors.
He's a bachelor?
I don't remember. I thought he was. He might not have been. I thought he was.
You know more about the game than I do, so...
Yeah, but I showed you the lineup of all the eligible bachelors and bachelorettes last time.
In 3 months.
Wait, so if it's bachelor and bachelorette, what if you're not binary? What would you be? Would you just be a batch?
It'd probably just be a bachelor.
Well, I like batch better. Just get rid of the end. Well, how do we do there, strangers? And literal stranger. Would you like some boiled peanuts?
Why do we still have them?
We apparently held on to them during our escapade yesterday, and we did not let go of them.
Let's just introduce yourself. Let's not offer him the peanuts.
Howdy doodly there, sir. I'm Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. I should have known you were Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Everyone has very interesting faces to this. Not that I knew it very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's Strong. Anywho, I'm Oscar Gutierrez.
Oh God, please do not butcher that.
I saw the Goody, but then my brain was, huh?
That is.
But I saw that it was longer, and my brain was like, "Don't even try." I'm like, okay. I listen to my brain sometimes. I wanted to read Chief Librarian, but also Chef Librarian. And the only librarian. Sounds good. Look at this little happy Kanika face. I like it.
I like Gretchen.
That's constant for Gretchen's face. Just
I know, but it's
just
so
the
nice.
the unblinking gaze directly toward us, breaking the fourth wall and penetrating my soul directly. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Well, congratulations, sir. You built a library. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. You know, they also have the internet. Mm-hmm. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple shelves of boring books donated by old people. And that made it to where all the books smelled like old people, too.
I don't mind the smell of old people, though.
Y'all are too kind, but speaking of kids, have either of y'all seen Rosalina around? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she wasn't getting into any trouble out there. You know what the crowd she hangs around with, and the, literal death lurking in the woods nearby.
Yeah.
They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. Like vandalizing and making out.
Having premarital sex. Yeah.
I was trying to not go quite that far. If this was a horror movie, they would die first. Because they're having sex.
The virgins are the only one who lives.
And we did not die because we did not have sex yesterday. We slept in our own bed. And Bailey's like, damn it, I wanted to die.
That is what it sounds.
I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled. Like that grape they did surgery on. So what's that place? I don't like the thought of teens getting in mischief with all those ditchlings.
Too many words for the historian, I guess. What's a little Maxwell place?
It's a great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. I figured as much.
Yeah.
I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I'm still thinking
I guess that's just info dump.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a long sentence, but I literally said it a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mischief, ditchlings, woods, concern. Ditchlings?
Are you okay?
That's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of them? They're a cryptid, and seeing one's supposed to mean a disaster is around the corner. Let me get the anime glint on my glasses real fast. Doesn't ring a bell.
She's having a seizure. She hasn't moved.
I said an unblinking gaze that goes directly into our soul. There, she moved. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, so if you were to say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall in our town, where would you start looking with my fun little ditchling drawn on the back?
Yeah, I love it.
I saw it, but I was like, I must finish the sentence first. Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try to figure out what sort of disasters in this region typically falls prey to. I added an inn in there.
Mining accidents, most likely.
Yeah, mines are prone to fuck all. Should I be worried about something? Maybe. Let's go get some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Oh, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Oh my god, it's a Scooby snack! Here, have a biscuit, old gal. This old gal is very excited.
Oh, she's so happy.
Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs?
Oh my goodness, the dog noises.
That was a lot of dog noises I was not expecting. Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth. Oh, her toothless mouth! As she swallows it whole. Well, yeah, she got no tooth! How's she gonna bite it? It's a good thing she gets bacon bits so she don't gotta chew it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. Even if I didn't see it, I would beg to differ. I would be wary. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in these woods. If I were you, I would keep my loved ones close in the coming days. A man's already dead. There's nothing we can't get to the bottom of. Whatever is out there in the woods has been brutalizing the local wildlife. Get out while you still can.
Let's go with the wildlife one.
The brutalizing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a true statement.
Mm-hmm. And then we're not just gonna throw in the fact that, this guy that we saw basically kill himself.
You know? I don't think it's safe. I'm gonna try and call Rosalina again. It's probably a good idea, Daddy Oscar. I'm sure she's fine, really. I'm sure.
I hope fine.
I hope she's fine. We're really emphasizing how fine she is, so I'm concerned now.
Yeah, that was my exact thought. I'm like, thinking a lot about this character we've never met, and that she's not responding.
I mean, it wasn't weird that she wasn't responding at first, but since we keep mentioning it, now I'm concerned.
Yeah, now I'm concerned.
Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble. And we'll make sure we keep our eyes peeled.
Otherwise.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, if y'all saying that she's going to some house that she shouldn't go to, doing teen stuff, and she's been hanging out with the wrong crowd, somebody's going to be
that's a lot of plot red flags.
Yeah, somebody in her group is going to say, I bet Rosalina can't go into the woods for 5 minutes without being a little bitch. And she's like, I'm not a little bitch! Then she goes in there and she dies.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kanika. Also, look at the happy joy face of this freaking dog.
I love her
so happy.
Well, she just got a biscuit.
I know. I just think it's interesting how she's just so happy still, and now her unmoving, fixated gaze into our soul is one filled with happiness.
Yeah.
And Mabel, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid, I missed the A, and glasses, would you let her dad know that she's worried about her?
Would you let her know her dad is worried about her?
If you find her, let Worry know that, yes. Mm-hmm. Put all those words into a sentence, but it doesn't need to go in the right way. I think the issue is that I go to read the sentence, and then my brain's like, this is how I would structure the sentence, but then it tries to read the sentence the way it was, and the way I would do it at the same time.
Yeah.
Which does not help me at all. Oh, here's my soda. I want to move this empty soda over here.
Gretchen's so cute.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Alright, Oscar anxiously wanders off like the helicopter parent he is, but now with more concern from other people. I'm back with 5 more books. Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of the local history books. We have so many fucking books to look at. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up her chair. Alright. Got our snacks, got our source documents. Let's get this research party started. Sounds like we're in fucking high school.
No, this would be fun to me.
No, I'm just talking about like, alright, I got snacks, I got all the fucking source material. Alright. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just because she said source material. I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe.
This is gonna be...
sounds like a ball to me.
It's the difference. One of us likes to research.
Yeah.
One of us does not.
One of us is an academic.
The other is an artist.
Yeah.
Anywho, this is gonna be so much faster with the two of you here helping me out, since I've been here for who knows how long before this. I'll be doing the most of my research online. You never know what kind of weird biases the folks writing these books might have. I heard a page flip in my right ear and it was very distracting. Whatever you find online might be biased too, you know. Which is why we cross-reference things.
Ooh.
Duh. Yeah, you're right. It's good to get a wide... I wanted to say it's good to get a wide cast net. Anyway, guess the books are up to me and Mabel. And Gretchen. Reading awaits. So we got Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Silius Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. I wonder if that has anything to do with that thing out the other room. Appalachian folk monsters. Reading is for suckers.
Let's do our ancestor.
The Silas?
Yeah.
When that opened, I was about to be like, reading simulators! It's Sherlock! So Silas. That's how you would say that, right? Silas?
Silas.
Silo.
Yeah.
Silas Everett Scarlet was born to... My brain knew...
Colonel?
I know, my brain knows Colonel, but it was just like, Colonel! What?
That's how fucked up the English language is.
You know? Everett J. Scarlet in 1818. One of 12 siblings because we really wanted to overpopulate the world. He grew up in eastern Northern Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connection, but also due to particular ruthlessness, for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet.
Mm.
The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract.
Oh, we're in North Carolina. That's good to know.
Yeah. Of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own 2 hands, occupied by his family of 10. Silas, his wife, Mary Joseph Scarlet, and her 8 children. Jesus fucking Christ. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners into the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put onto the map. He saved what he thought... What he could. I combined it with bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. And you're done. So we want to do the veins then?
Yeah.
And maybe that'll somehow tie into the Appalachian folk monsters.
Mm-hmm. We'll probably talk about Tommyknockers.
Forced into retirement at the age of 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, sadly Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine.
Ooh,
Under his leadership... What?
Bad name choice.
You know, that's just how it is. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. My brain couldn't do it because Bailey started talking about a name and I couldn't remember what it was.
Andrew Jackson Scarlet.
Ah. That does sound like a familiar name.
Andrew Jackson was an enslaver, and he is mostly the reason why Native American tribes got screwed over. He went and slaughtered a lot of them.
Oh. Love that for them.
And he was one of our presidents.
You know, I feel like in, second grade, they, mentioned all of our presidents, but then they never really talked about them after that, so it's hard for me to remember the majority of them.
I only know about Andrew Jackson because, all the research I had to do for Cherokee Res.
I see. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings and a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet estate that was, until 1889, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, was the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War II. I don't know where the 2 came from. 1. Resulting in a fatal collapse and the death of over 160 men and boys. What?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. The casualties included Andrew Jackson, Scarlet's eldest son, Theodore, who had taken over for his aging father during the bustle of the war. His brother, Enoch V. Scarlet, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. The fortune that apparently can't fix up the house.
Appalachian folk monsters.
A few entries catch your eye. Wampus?
Tommyknockers! Hey, look at that!
Yeah, I saw that there, but then I was like, I want to see what a wampus is. A large cat-like creature with a loud, howling voice, often said to sound like a woman crying out in pain. Love that. I'm curious just out of curiosity's sake. Tommyknockers. Enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Talippo. Was that something that you said? Or was that something she said? Talippo.
I think that's what she said, because I don't know.
A small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. I'm done here. I opened the book. Some of these sound interesting. I'm done.
Wampus cat. Let's go down the list.
Unless we wanted to skip Tommyknockers and come back to that one for last. Save the best for last type of situation.
Sure.
Ooh. Look at this cat. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against the monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down, and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say that the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wild cat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat. Forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness and serve as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Okay then.
You know, that second part seems like it was written by white people, so I don't believe it.
Well, I don't know. I feel like people
the first part makes a lot more sense with how I've learned about Cherokee mythology.
Mm.
Because Cherokee was matrilineal. It was a matriarch. They wouldn't have been cast aside due to some fucking hunting rights. But it doesn't make sense for,
even if it was
Cherokee itself, so.
But what if a lady was listening in on the rites and she wasn't supposed to?
She probably already knows them because everyone in the tribe would have known how to protect themselves and hunt.
Yes, probably not the second one.
That's why I said it sounds like it was written by white people.
I just think it's dumb whenever people are like,
grab my Native American book and start skimming through it to see if I can find a Wampus cat.
Where it's just like, how dare you go against tradition? I'm just like, just let it be.
But at least they have the right Native American tribe listed, so.
I mean, that's good.
Cherokee are from North Carolina, originally.
Alright, so Talipo. Looks like a puppo. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Ugh! Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back through the hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the rifle. Okay then. Guess this'll have to do, he said to his dog and threw the tail in the pot to cook a soup. Okay.
Tail soup.
Tail soup. Yes, very... Yeah, you really took all the hairs out of it too, Yum. You really want... He and his dog ate well that night. Yeah, ate well. The tail filling them both up. Not sure how. The hunter crawled into bed satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. Very comfy looking.
Very comfy looking.
Why does he look like Santa?
I don't know.
He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling? The fuck is scrabbling?
A very weird word.
Scrabbling across the wood. Sorry, I started thinking of Scrabble. They're just over there playing Scrabble by themselves. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers from where he had been. In the gloom, he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. I want my Talipo. A high, hoarse voice cracked through the darkness. Ah! Go away! But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements. I want my Talipo! Ah! I'll get my dog after you, the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen. I want my Dillipo! The creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched outwards toward the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning, all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. Okay. And he also has his tail back, just so you... So maybe Talipo was just him trying to say, I want my tail back, you bitch! Also, speaking of random chimneys in the woods, have you seen the pictures of just, like, random staircases in the middle of woods for no fucking reasons?
Yeah.
They're creepy.
They're cool.
I've heard many stories that are real fake, I don't fucking know, where they're just like, if you ever see those stairs, don't climb them, otherwise you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, don't go into a circle of mushrooms, don't walk upstairs in the middle of the forest, don't ring a bell in the middle of the forest.
Bailey saying not to go into a ring of mushrooms. Me and Skyrim. Oh look, a ring of mushrooms proceeds to go around the ring picking all the mushrooms. Do you remember that?
There aren't fairies in Skyrim, so you're fine.
Do you remember that though? Me just being like, what is this? I guess I'll take them all.
Yeah.
Alright, Tommy
knockers. One I know most about.
The one that you expected.
Yep.
He looks like he's holding a hammer.
That is a horrible picture for a Tommy knocker because they're not evil.
Tommy knockers, well, I mean, this could be biased, remember?
True.
Tommy knockers originated in...
I've already noticed that it's biased because, you know...
Yeah. Cornish mythology. Is Cornish correct, Bailey?
Yes.
Okay. Spreading it to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in the Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. Okay. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of the mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim that they are spirits of dead miners, forever caused to haunt their final resting place. And if that is true, there's 160 Tommyknockers in there. All trying to be like, run away, it's gonna cave in, knock, knock, knock.
So the stories I know about Tommyknockers, it's not that they're impish or leprechaun-like being, they're more troll-like. So like they're
like goblin.
They are still small. They're maybe like a couple feet tall.
Is it closer to a goblin or a troll?
More rounder, less sharp kind of thing.
Okay.
But from, you know, growing up in a fucking mountain town where, you know, and going around to a fuck ton of mining towns as a kid, they've never been, like, considered, like, evil. I've never heard anybody describe them as evil and doing it on purpose. They've always been, you know, benevolent, warning miners to get kind of thing.
I mean, I feel like it's better to just think of them as nice people.
But I have heard stories about them, you know, either they're this little troll-like thing in caves, or they're the spirits of dead miners. They kind of go hand in hand, pretty much.
That makes sense. I mean, I feel like if it's like the dead miner, you know, spirit type of situation, I feel like that makes sense because they're trying not to have other people die there. Yeah.
That's it. Tommyknockers are always considered benevolent. I've never heard of them praised in an evil lighting.
Yeah, it's such a weird picture they went for. I mean, it looks interesting, but it's also really weird.
Yeah, Ghost Hunter and Ghost Adventures, they did a investigation in a mine at one point. I guess maybe it's Stephen King that introduced the less benevolent aspect of Tommyknockers. But Tommyknockers, because they got this picture. It was very strange. It was like this very short, like, thing on their camera.
Hmm.
And there was no, like, real explanation for it.
Okay.
Like, you'll see a lot of people, like, hyper superstitious miners, like, giving offerings to Tommyknockers at, like, entrances of caves.
That makes sense.
Because it peeves the Tommyknockers, they'll warn you quicker.
Yeah.
So.
We ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little weird Tommyknockers being in North Carolina because the Cornish mythology only kind of pulled them to Colorado, California, and Nevada. So.
I mean, going off of this thing, it was brought there because some Cornish people started working in the Appalachian mines.
No, this wasn't specifically stating Appalachians, I guess. I mean, it is an Appalachian mythology book. That's a little weird.
What exactly were you... Wait. What exactly are you trying to say there?
Tommyknockers aren't really known for being in the Appalachians. Is the thing.
I mean, but if you were to be in the Appalachians and you heard of the story, you'd be like, well, there's just this one Cornish guy who came to town, told us about it.
Well, Cornish mythology is just a form of British mythology. They're fairies.
I don't know. You're the mythology person. I'm just going off what it told me.
Yeah.
Alright. I think I'm all done. Let's check in.